will kick it away with Marquise Lee back deep for the Jaguars. We're underway, week 1 of the 2017 NFL season. Lee takes a knee. Bill, it's 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. And immediately, the crowd noise affecting the play. A false start against Jacksonville.
False start. Offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
It's a handoff to Fournette. And he spins his way up to the 24-yard line. And Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator, told us Robinson will have plenty of help throughout the day. Another handoff to Fournette, has some room on the left side, lowers his shoulder at the 30 and takes it out to the 34-yard line. Ivory at running back now. Bortles has some time, now in trouble, throws, and it's complete at midfield to Allen Robinson, who comes up grabbing his left leg. Allen Hurns comes in to replace Robinson on 1st and 10. Bortles looking for Hurns, and he completes it along the sideline. Back in at running back on 1st and 10. Play action. Bortles rolling, looking for Fournette, makes the catch at the 29 and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 2nd down and 4. Bortles looking left, tosses one up to Lewis, who's not able to hold on. 3rd down and 4. Bortles looking for Lewis again, it's incomplete. It was Corey Moore, the safety on the coverage for the Texans. Struggled earlier this summer in camp in the preseason. Righted himself late in the preseason, and this kick is good. Myers with the field goal to give Jacksonville a 3-0 lead. Irvin and Todman back deep for the Texans. It's a touchback for Myers in front. James Lofton and Steve Tasker reunited, teammates with the Bills, and on the broadcast today for the NFL on CBS. Savage in trouble, and he is sacked. Brought down by Avery Jones. Savage looking deep down the field for Hopkins. Juggled and incomplete. It was his former teammate A.J. Boye on the coverage. Eckler now at the age of 41 in his 18th NFL season, kicking away to Marquise Lee, who calls for a fair catch at the Jacksonville 37. Texans defense back out on the field. On 1st and 10, Bortles hands it off to Fournette, and he is stopped at the 40-yard line after a gain of 2. Jackson in his 8th year, he'll be all over the place at corner, at safety as well. Fournette right up the middle, and a couple more yards for Leonard Fournette. Free as the 3rd down back early. T.J. Yeldon is inactive with a hamstring injury. Bortles looking for Ivory, it's incomplete. That pass was high, and the pressure was coming. Tyler Irvin back deep for the Texans, awaiting the punt from Brad Northman. Good, high, spiraling kick. Bounces at the 1 and into the end zone. So it will be a touchback.
It's been a reminder of how much good that there is out there in the world.
And now over $31 million as the Texans start this drive with Tyler Irvin. 2nd down and 4 for Savage, who's in the shotgun. Throwing left to Irvin, and Irvin cannot get away from Barry Church. Ways with the organization in the offseason. It's O'Brien calling the shot. Savage in trouble, gets rid of it, and completes it to Lamar Miller, and that is good for a Texans 1st down. Ryan said they might try to snap the ball with 18, 19 seconds on the play clock. That time they did it with 17 seconds as Miller takes it out to the 39-yard line, a gain of 6.
As a lane, he has vision.
More no huddle for Houston. It's Miller running left and shoved out of bounds by Miles Jack. 3rd down and 5. Pressure coming. Savage pump fakes, now gets rid of it and completes it to midfield. It's the tight end, Steven Anderson. Miller takes the handoff, runs right past to Sean Gibson, but then gets stopped for a half-yard loss on the play. Opening quarter. Savage buying time over the middle. It's deflected and incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Savage, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Hopkins again. This time it was A.J. Boye on the coverage.
Hopkins and Jalen Ramsey is going to be there all day long.
2nd punt for Leckler. Marquise Lee calls for a fair catch at the 15-yard line. 10 for Jacksonville from the 15-yard line. Bortles has thrown 3 straight incompletions, completes this one to Fournette, but gets out close to the 30-yard line, tackled by Kareem Jackson. Fournette takes the handoff up the middle, lowers his shoulder, and Leonard Fournette with a nice opening quarter to begin his NFL career. Back-to-back first downs for Fournette. He gets the call again. And Fournette is stripped up. 2nd down and 4. Bortles pump fakes. Now down to his new tight end, James O'Shaughnessy, who's still in bounds. Finally tackled at the 38-yard line. You get a lot of respect everywhere you go, James. It's Ivory. Trying the right side, gets away. Chris Ivory's got some room. Ivory close to the 20-yard line. Another Jacksonville first down after a gain of 17. Bortles hands it off to Fournette, trying to get to the outside. And Fournette is tackled by Joel Heath, but a flag comes in.
Holding, offense, number 60. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Ivory, again room on the right side, and Ivory gets across the 20 to the 17-yard line. Bortles looking for Ivory down the sideline, incomplete. It was Brian Cushing on the coverage, and now a late flag comes in, and Cushing is going to get whistled for pass interference.
Interference.
Yeah, I like it.
Defense, number 56. The ball be spotted the foul, and an automatic first down.
It's 1st and goal for Jacksonville. Fournette, he cannot get away. Was trying to kick it to the outside. Andre Howe, the left knee injury. 2nd and goal. Fournette again. Fournette gets to the 6-yard line. Next to Bortles, who's in the shotgun. Bortles looking right. Now comes back to the middle. And flushed out of the pocket, trying to buy some time. Fires end zone, incomplete. It was broken up by Marcus Gilchrist. This kick is good. So 2 good drives for the Jaguars, but they both result in field goals. Certainly not afraid to use them. He had a big play on that drive as Myers kicks it away, and Irvin will take a knee. Had a very good summer and beat out the rookie Deshaun Watson. Savage over the middle, and that pass is incomplete, and a flag is down. DeAndre.
These 2 guys know each other so well.
Defense number 39. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And then 39 is the free safety.
Look at this play. Dante Fowler getting in the backfield and throwing down Tyler Irvin. Coordinator Todd Wash is to get them all to fire, and early on they have. That pass is incomplete. Coverage on the play by Telvin Smith. Savage, good protection. Steps up, now nowhere to go, and he's brought down.
This is a lot smarter than he holds into the middle of the field, and that confuses Tom Savage.
They give Campbell the sack on that play. Marquise Lee on the punt return. He is hit hard at the 25-yard line by Zach Cunningham. For the lock front during the recovery effort here from Hurricane Harvey. On first down, Fournette with another carry. The Jaguars have 68 yards rushing already.
Offside, defense number 90 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, and repeat first down.
Be ready.
1st and 5, Fournette slips a little bit, and then Whitney Merciless gets him down in the backfield. 2nd down and 6. Fournette trying to get up the middle, and he is tackled short of a first down. Jacksonville is 0 for its last 3 on 3rd downs. Bortles taking a deep shot down the field, and it's incomplete.
The defensive back will have to fight through him and get a PI.
Nortman punting away. This is a short kick. Irvin gets all the way up to his own 33-yard line. That's where the Houston offense will go to work. Jacksonville leads 6-0. Savage to Deontay Foreman, rookie out of Texas with his first NFL touch.
6-0. So they haven't done anything, and they're not out of the game.
Play action, Ryan Griffin. The tight end is not able to hold on. That is an incomplete pass. It was to Sean Gibson. Savage can't get away, and Calais Campbell with another sack.
DeAndre Hopkins and the other guys are trying to figure out what route they're supposed to run.
4 possessions for Houston. They've gone 3 and out 3 times as Marquise Lee calls for a fair catch at the 18-yard line. And Leonard Fournette takes the handoff on first down, and second down and 6. And Fournette is not getting away this time. It was Brandon Dunn. It's just 2 for his last 7 passing. Bortles again looking deep on third down. A lot of contact in the secondary. No flags.
Coach, I know what to do. I know what to do, but not the same.
Nortman with a better punt this time. Much better. Driving Irvin back to the 15-yard line. Irvin puts it upfield. Tyler Irvin is taken down by O'Shaughnessy. First and 10. Good field position here after the Irvin punt return. That pass is complete to C.J. Fedorowicz. Biggest gain of the day for the Texans offensively as they go back to the ground. And Lamar Miller took a shot. He's been throughout his career in the middle. Pressure coming from Ngakoue. Ball is out, and Jacksonville recovers. Ngakoue came flying into the backfield, knocked it away, and Avery Jones recovers.
Every turnover is reviewable. And what they'll look at here is when his hand comes forward, is it empty? If it's empty, it means it's a fumble. If the ball's still in his hand as it's coming forward, then it will be a forward pass.
If it stands, it would be the 5th forced fumble of Ngakoue's career. He had 4 a season ago. Lamb got beat on that play. It stands. It's a turnover by Savage and the Texans. With the personnel on the field, it doesn't look like they're going to take a shot right here. Maybe they will. Bortles, a screen to Fournette. Trying to wait for his blockers. Nice cutback by Fournette, and then he's tripped up at midfield. Otherwise, he would have been down that sideline. 2nd and 4. It's a handoff to Fournette. Fournette across the 45, fighting his way toward the chains. Comes in at running back. Bortles looking to throw on first down. Fires, and it's caught by Aurelius Ben for another Jacksonville first. All the way out to the Houston 31-yard line, a gain of 12. And now a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 98 lowered his head and used the crown into the body. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. A first down.
On today, Vrabel is calling the defensive plays for Houston. Ivory across the 15. He picks up a couple on first down. Out of the timeout, Jags hand it off, and another flag comes in. It was Fournette on the carry.
Holding. Defense number 98. This 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play and an automatic first down.
From the 5-yard line, Fournette at running back. He takes the handoff. Fournette up the middle, trying to push that pile, and Leonard Fournette is down at the 2-yard line. It's good. 2nd and goal. Fournette up the middle, and he did not get in. Bohannon, the fullback, in front of him. Bortles gives it to Bohannon, and he is stuffed by Brian Cushing. Did he get in on the second effort?
He kept those legs churning. I tell you that Cushing, great job shooting the gap.
Jaguars players indicating touchdown.
Kareem Jackson has the football, number 25. Can't see where that ball is, where the point of it is. He's going to probably, he used it. And it's the same as using his 3rd time out right here.
Which is that Bohannon did not get in. It was Cushing who hit him initially.
Yeah, he's not in on the first surge. And there he is. He's all the way back to the 2-yard line. He tries to come around the other end, and I think McKinney is on the other side to try and keep him out.
After review, the ruling on the field stands that the runner is short of the goal line. Jacksonville will be charged with their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
Bortles to Fournette up the middle. Did he get in? No signal from the officials. And now they do. It's the first NFL touchdown for Leonard Fournette. Joe Marone goes for it on 4th down, and Fournette
finds some way to end up lying in the end zone. You can see the ball right there on the goal line. Now, is there any part of his body that's down there? The elbow goes down and the ball is in the other arm. So he's right on the end line.
And that is wide right. So Myers kicks it away after missing the extra point. It's a touchback for Jason Myers. 4 of 9 for 34 yards. Hit as he throws and completes it to DeAndre Hopkins for the first time today. Savage over the middle, and it's called by his other tight end, C.J. Fedorowicz, and that's good for a Houston first down. A lot of time coming off the clock here. Savage takes the snap, hit as he throws, the ball is out, and they're saying that's a fumble. It's scooped up by Telvin Smith down the sideline. Touchdown, Jacksonville! Malik Jackson forced the fumble. Smith picks it up, and it's all Jags here in the first half.
That arm is coming forward. Even though it doesn't look pretty, that ball is still in his hands.
Previous play will go under review.
The look.
But once again, the pressure, the pocket, they are harassing Tom Savage to no end.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback's arm was going forward, therefore it is no fumble, or rather an incomplete pass. It will be Houston's ball, 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Savage, great pass looking for Hopkins. Boye was all over him, and there's the flag.
Pass interference, defense, number 21. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
Who only has one catch. Savage taking a shot down the field. Again, Boye and Hopkins tangled up, and a flag comes in. Now it's tilting in Hopkins' direction.
Pass interference, defense, number 21. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul, and an automatic first down.
Matched up together on the bottom of your screen. Savage with pressure coming. He is hit hard and drilled by Calais Campbell, and that is a franchise record for Jacksonville for most sacks by one player in a game. Savage lost the football again. It's out. It's scooped up by Fowler. Fowler has blockers. Fowler at the 20. Fowler, touchdown, Jags! Ngakwe forced a fumble. Fowler returns it for a touchdown.
To move it, the ball goes backwards, but you can see it batted out by Ngakwe, and Fowler picks it up, and he starts high-stepping immediately. I'm thinking, hey, this is going to be an easy touchdown. I got so many of my teammates around.
Called incomplete, not this time. A fumble by Savage. Fowler returns it, and the extra point is good by Jason Myers in the first half. We spoke with GM Rick Smith at practice on Friday, asked him about Dwayne Brown holding out. He said, our sides are in constant communication, but Brown has 2 years left on his deal, and they want to see the rookie first rounder out there instead of Savage. But it is Savage here, late in the first half, handing off to Miller, and he's tackled by Church. Just play this one slow and go into the locker room down 19-0. Savage, and that's Fedorowicz on the catch. Good sign that he is back in there, but again, too often.
Let me tell you this, between 2008 and 2016, 24 quarterbacks were drafted in the first round. You have to remember, this Jacksonville Jaguars team has never lost to the Texans. You play those mind games with your teams.
It's a touchback, and now let's see what Bill O'Brien will do. It is going to be the rookie, Deshaun Watson, who will replace Tom Savage to start the second half.
Yeah, I like it. It's going to put a shot of adrenaline into the offensive lineman.
Fans with a big ovation as Watson came on the field. He hands it off to Lamar Miller, and Miller across the 30 to the 31-yard line. But as O'Brien told us, why force it with Deshaun Watson? Well, Savage lasts one half. Watson's first completion to DeAndre Hopkins, and it's good for a Texans first down, a gain of 8. He's just 21 years old, hands it off to Miller, and Miller picks up a couple. Texans offense belongs to the rookie Watson, looking to throw again, right back to Hopkins, and that is another completion right near midfield. Hands it off to Miller, who's got a hole on the left side. And Lamar Miller to the 43-yard line, a gain of 7.
Everybody thinks he's going to run.
No huddle for Watson. Play action on the move, trying to get away from Campbell. He does. Completes it to Fedorowicz, who has a Texans first down. Watson looking to throw again. Steps up in the pocket. He will run it. Watson trying to get to the outside. Watson out of bounds at the chains. What a spark here by the rookie Deshaun Watson. Out and 1. Tyler Ervin has a Houston first down. 10th play of the drive. Watson in trouble, gets away. Now he's on the move. And he throws it incomplete to Ellington. Miles Jack made him get rid of it. Watson looking left, that pass is low and incomplete. A penalty flag comes in. It was Hopkins and Boye matched up again.
Pass interference, offense, number 10. A 10-yard penalty and repeat second down.
Backfield with Watson in the shotgun. Throwing right, and Steven Anderson was not on the same page with Watson on that play. Pressure coming. Watson has to get rid of it, and it's incomplete. Jacksonville sent the house. Flag has come in late.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, defense number 91.
Wow.
Contact to the helmet of the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Inexcusable penalty on Yannick Ngakoue.
You get your hands up and you bring your hands close to him. Where was that?
I don't know about that one. The running back. Watson in trouble, gets away again. On the move, rolling right, chased, and completes it on the sideline. No, now they're saying Hopkins could. Savage told us that meant a lot to him. Right now it's Watson.
Number 4 to be the starter.
He wanted the 4-year guy as Hopkins makes another catch off the throw from Watson. Watson intercepted by Miles Jack. There is a flag down. Jack calling out Fowler for a block. Fowler went the wrong way, and Watson made the tackle.
And Dante Fowler was the closest Jaguar defender.
Was able to block.
Illegal use of the hands, hands to the face. Defense number 56.
Wow. Another penalty.
5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Watson keeps it, throws it, caught, touchdown! DeAndre Hopkins! The first NFL touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson.
See that? That looks like run. That looks like run. The safety step up. He reads that, and he's looking at Hopkins.
They're barren for the extra point, and it's good. Marquise Lee will take a knee. Well, what a start to the NFL career for Deshaun Watson. On 1st and 10, it's a handoff to Chris Ivory. And Ivory still going across the 30. Cushing out, but Watt is in for second down. Bortles throws, it's incomplete. Off the hands of Allen Hurns. Jonathan Joseph with tight coverage on that play. It's 3rd and 3. Clowney coming, tripped up. Bortles gets rid of it to Lee. A lot of contact and a flag. It was Kevin Johnson on the coverage of Marquise Lee.
Interference, defense number 30. Ball being placed with the spot of the foul and an automatic first down.
Easy on that, easy on that.
James was a close observer for that one as Ivory trying to reverse direction. And Ivory gets back to the line of scrimmage. Here is Ivory up the middle on a delayed handoff. And Ivory gets to the 46-yard line. It will be 3rd down. It's just Ivory on this drive. It's 3rd and 8. Bortles over the middle. What a catch for a first down. Ball game for 1st and 10 with 6:40 to go third quarter. Here's Fournette up the middle with some room. And Fournette is tackled at the 27-yard line. The injuries mounting for the Texans. Fournette, no, it's Bortles on the keeper. Bortles explodes for a first down. 1st and 10. Bortles with pressure coming, steps up, throws on the move, completes it to Hearns. Hearns is tripped up. 2nd down. Fournette trying the right side. Fournette can't get away from any Pleasant. Good job defensively by the 5th-year safety out of Oregon. Play action. Bortles to Bohannon. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The first NFL touchdown for Tommy Bohannon.
On more teams than he has had stats. But this is a great job by Nathaniel Hackett.
Bohannon was not even on an NFL roster last year. A Wake Forest product with his first NFL touchdown, and the extra point from Myers is good. This is a Jacksonville team that has won a total of 3 road games in the last 3 seasons. They've lost 6 in a row to Houston. And right now, they are looking good, up 26-7. But his Jaguars are looking very good right now, up 26-7. Deshaun Watson's second drive, and they started on the ground with Lamar Miller. A huge addition to this Jaguars organization. Pressure. Watson throws short, incomplete, looking for Hopkins. Tight end right now, it's Steven Anderson. 3rd down, Watson steps up, gets away, and Watson dives for the first down. What a play by Deshaun Watson. 10. Hands it off to Lamar Miller, and Fowler again crashing into the backfield and tackling Miller from behind. No huddle by the Texans. It's 2nd and 8. Watson fires, and that pass is incomplete. 2 on the play clock. Watson takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. Watson gets rid of it. Incomplete. A flag comes in. Hopkins, the intended target. Boye on the coverage.
Defense, number 21. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Miller into Jacksonville territory. A gain of 8 for Lamar Miller. Is 5 of 10 for 37 yards. Looking to throw for Hopkins again. Incomplete. This time it was Ramsey on the coverage.
Roberts has really stepped up.
This is Lamar Miller, and Jackson wraps him up for Jacksonville, but it's good for a Houston first down. Watson fires left, and it's complete by Irvin. Top of your screen with Boye on it. It's a handoff to Miller. Miller to the 35-yard line for Houston, and is 3 for 3 on 3rd downs. Watson lost the football. Ball is on the ground. Jacksonville fighting for it, indicating they have it. No signal yet. Now we do. It's Jacksonville football.
And there's a little bit of groan because he gets hit on the top of the helmet and the ball gets kicked out of his hands.
And Bortles goes back to work, 1st and 10. Hands it off to Fournette. And that is the final play of the 3rd quarter. It's 2nd down from their own 45-yard line. Fournette. Some room on the right side, stays on his feet. Leonard Fournette into Houston territory and dragged down by McKinney. It's Ivory at running back. Fournette getting a breather here. Hand off to Ivory. And he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9, it's Ivory again, and he is stuffed again, this time by DJ Reader. 3rd down and 9 for Bortles. Screen pass to Ivory, he's got some room. Ivory has the first down. Tripped up by Kareem Jackson, but not before Ivory goes for 11. Against one of the best front sevens in the NFL, and they've done that today. Fournette around the right side. And he's out of bounds at the 21. The Jaguars lead it here 26-7. 11:40 to go in the 4th. Bortles looking end zone. Hit as he throws. It's a floater and it's incomplete. Bortles took a shot from the rookie Dylan Cole. Down in 5. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Bortles fires. It's juggled and incomplete. Deflected by Jonathan Joseph. Made the team this year. And now Myers is out for a 39-yard field goal attempt. He missed an extra point earlier. And Now he's missed a field goal. Texans with just 2.7 yards per play today. Watson to the air on first down, completes it to Hopkins for a gain of 9, making the catch right in front of his former teammate A.J. Boye.
A steal of possession, either turnover or an onside kick if they can score quickly here.
Lamar Miller picks up the first down. His fans are stunned by Jacksonville's performance. Watson down the sideline, and it was incomplete. Here the Jags had the third worst turnover margin in the league, -16. Watson, and that was a miscommunication with Hopkins. Third down and 10. Ngakoue coming. Watson gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Braxton Miller. So on 4th and 10, Bill O'Brien will punt. Leckler kicking to Lee. Bounces at the 20, and it goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line with 10 minutes to go. As an announcer jinx. Here is Fournette. And positive yardage. You got one for college roommates at Boston College. And Bill O'Brien said he usually doesn't talk to Doug Marrone when they play each other during the week. A division rival doesn't matter in this situation. A great gesture by the Texans as Marquise Lee drops that pass.
Plans already in place to move games around should those stadiums be unavailable.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. We certainly hope that won't be the case. Only one to go in the fourth quarter. Deshaun Watson replaced an ineffective Tom Savage to start the second half. And Watson completes that pass to Tyler Ervin. And some movement on the line. This is going to be a penalty.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
He's on the bottom of your screen, matched up with A.J. Boye. Watson looking his way, throws, completes it to Hopkins at the 40-yard line. 10, inside 6:50 to go. Blitz coming. Watson is hit and sacked
By DeAndre Hopkins.
8 sacks for Jacksonville. Now Ngakoue coming. He punishes Watson, was able to get rid of it to Lamar Miller. And dragged down by Avery Jones. There was a penalty on that last play. Roughing the passer called on Ngakoue, so another Jacksonville penalty keeps the drive going. To 10 from the 32, Watson out of the shotgun. Watson is hit, gets away. Now there's a flag out. Watson on the run, he'll keep it himself. Gets back close to the original line of scrimmage, but this could be a hold against the Texans offensive line.
Offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty and repeat first down.
Pressure coming again. Watson gets rid of it to Ervin. Ervin, he shoved out of bounds at the 37-yard line for a gain of 6. 1 on the play clock. Watson gets rid of it quickly to Miller, who slips a tackle. Lamar Miller at the 15. Lamar Miller is able to crawl up to the 10-yard line. A gain of 26-yard reception for Miller. First and goal. Watson gets away from Sheldon Day, but there's penalty flags down. And now Watson will go out of bounds at the 7-yard line. There's 2 flags down. And it's another hold against the Texans.
Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
First and goal from the 20. Watson taking a shot in the end zone, incomplete. Was looking for Tyler Ervin. His left tackle by committee hasn't been very good.
Hit the cash register.
Yeah. So did the Texans then open it up? As that pass is picked off, it's Deshaun Gibson, and he's got some room to run. Deshaun Gibson at midfield. He's got a blocker in front. Watson is able to bring Gibson down. Fournette.
They don't have to deal with all that other stuff.
They're certainly not today. As Ivory is thrown down. Jags
Touchdown scoring mark for a season. We knew about that. Maybe they know about this right here.
Fournette on 3rd and 7, and that little extra effort may have just put him over 100. It does. Leonard Fournette. Myers comes out to attempt this field goal. He's missed an extra point and a field goal, but this one is good. But Fournette's play has helped contributed to this incredible victory by the Jaguars. And coincidentally, Doug Marrone was a coach in that first game back at the Superdome. He was the Saints offensive coordinator. He said he remembers right before kickoff turning around, looking in the stands and seeing people crying tears of joy.
Return of the kick,
Worked.
holding, receiving team number 35. A 10-yard penalty, first down.
I'm back there. It was an emotional scene, and we had every expectation that that's what was going to happen today to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Game is, we thought for some time, maybe we should move this game to Jacksonville. He's looking at it on the schedule or play in a neutral site.
Continue to deal with Hurricane Irma. Jaguars will not return home tonight. 2 minutes to go here in Houston. And that pass is complete by Watson to his tight end, Steven Anderson. When Anderson got hurt, and the clock continues to run. Watson in trouble, and he is brought down again. And that will do it. Jacksonville can take a knee, run out the clock. Meanwhile, his brother TJ had 2 sacks and an interception for the Pittsburgh Steelers. His Texans defense did not have a sack. You have to credit the Jaguars offensive line and their defensive line. They won this game in the trenches. And for the first time since September 11th, 2011, a span of 2,191 days, the Jacksonville Jaguars are over 500. They are 1-0 after defeating the Houston Texans. 29-7 the final.